All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. Good to see we've got folks hanging out, coming on in. We've got Terry in Scotland saying meow, Ashes, Dusty, and Leo. I saw Leo just last night. He came in twice. And let's see here. We've got Darlene, we've got Pinnell, we've got DJ Smook in the house. Who else do we have? Let's scroll all the way up to the top. All right, I think, let's see here. Terry, Darlene, Pinnell, DJ Smook, Darlene, Terry, everybody, Pinnell saying aloha to everybody too. All right, hello. Good to see you. I almost thought that we had nothing to talk about today, and we've got Bacola tea in the house as well. It's 76 degrees, cloudy today outside in Honolulu. I want to say it's about 72 degrees here in Washington, not in Puget Sound area, that is. Not, yes, indeedly do. It says 72 on my phone, but no clouds. It is probably one of the most perfect temperature type days that I enjoy immensely. Went out driving earlier today through through the industrial section of Seattle where I used to work, and I was running some errands for some folks, and man, nothing like taking a walk down memory lane, right? And that particular part of town, unlike the rest of Seattle, it's called the SoDo district, the south of the dome, i.e. the King Dome, but now it means south of downtown. Anyway, it's basically the industrial park area, but because it's so everyday workman oriented, lots of trucks, lots of whatever, there's also incredible flippin' restaurants. Anyway, this place is in a constant state of flux with different businesses moving in and out, but at the same time, the neighborhood still remains the same. It is the same old brick buildings. It is the same old school architecture. It's the same old layout on Dangerousville that started the city to begin with. And it just, even though it's a lot of different stuff, I was like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Oh, that's no longer there. Oh, is that where that moved to? It still remained like the same vibe, and it just made me so happy. Oh, hey, it looks like we got Mama Sean in the house as well. Good to see that. All right, cool. And Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for that 1,000 biddies. Terry in Scotland has 10 degrees Celsius, so double it, that's 20, and add 30, so that's 50. That's a lovely temperature, but for late May, I would like it to at least be 55. Or 10. Only 89 here today, says Mama Sean. Yeah, okay. Only. And let's see here. Pinnell, 22. Double that. Boom. That's 40 po. And then we get 30. So 44 plus 30 is 74. Here and clear and dry. That sounds like a perfect set of weather that you've got there, Pinnell. And wait. Oh, you're right. It's 50 degrees at the nighttime for you. So 50 degrees is quite lovely, actually. 23. So that would be like 76. Oh, well, what a beautiful day you had, Terry, yesterday or hopefully tomorrow. That sounds wonderful. And Office Kitty is taking a nap under your desk. Perfect. My cat was taking a nap on the footstool on the other side of my desk. And then suddenly, when I set up my background, she decided she had to freak out and leave. So I don't know what about this scared her today, because normally it does not. 55 would kill you in May. Well, it's overnight, Mama Sean. It's the overnight temperature. That's different. And 73, that sounds lovely. Darlene, cooler by Lake Michigan, but Westmore to Madison, it was in the high 70s, almost 80s. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, being near the water is where it's at. And Terry in Scotland, my bladder exam went well. All the nurses gathered round and enjoyed the show. Nothing unexpected. Well, that is good to know. And on that note, we're going to get the party started. And then when I come back, I'm going to tell you about my doctor appointment that I had yesterday. All right, here we go. Let's get the party started. All right, so Mama Sean says sounds fun, Terry. I'm not so sure that Terry thought it was fun. Frankly, I'm not so sure it sounds like fun either. But what I do know is the end result is worth it and very, very lovely to hear. And so I went to the doctor as well. Different doctor, different issue entirely. Yesterday, I had an eye appointment. I have a cataract in my left eye, and it's just getting harder and harder to see out of this eye. No matter what the, anyway, we did some tests, and he has come to the conclusion that this particular eye is bad enough that medical insurance should cover cataract surgery. Because I don't have eye insurance, so it has to be done under the medical, but it has to be bad enough for insurance to cover it. Why am I explaining to you how insurance works, you guys? You all know what the deal is with insurance. Why am I even bothering to explain this? So, my doctor finally said, yes, indeedly do. You going blind in that there eye. So now my next step is to convince the insurance company that the doctor is not full of it. So, and the doctor said that because I have such a bad vision in this eye and a cataract starting, they might even just do, even though this one's not bad enough, they might okay both of them for lots of whatever reasons. But anyway, I don't really like the idea of this topic. I'm very excited about getting it fixed. I usually don't have anxiety over most and many operations. I've been through multiple surgeries before, some of them even voluntary, but the idea of the cataract surgery and surgery on my eyes, not gonna lie, dude, it's kind of freaking me out more than any other idea of surgery. The idea of surgery is kind of freaking me out. But, Cola T, welcome to the club. My girlfriends last night said, now I have an extra sparkle in your eye, like a cyborg with artificial lenses. That's exactly what that's exactly what my doctor says they're gonna probably do, because I already have super crummy eyesight, like bad eyesight, like 20/2400 kind of eyesight. You know, here is 20/2400. You know, that's legally blind technically. So, yeah, bad eyesight. So when they do the cataracts, they're gonna insert a lens. I don't like talking about this. They're gonna insert a lens, so I won't need glasses in this eye anymore. And because I won't need glasses in this eye anymore, that screws up the need for glasses on this eye, which is why he said they might do it both at the same time. So, fingers crossed. On the other hand, even though everyone, like Pinnell just said, cataracts are easy to get done. Yeah, everybody says that, but all I know is they better put me the flying fork under or something, because yeah. As you can see from how I'm acting right now, I'm all, surgery doesn't bother me. Talking about eyes kinda does. And so, surgery on the eyes, yeah, that's, like a thing, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, Rick, good to see you. I was wondering if we were going to see you today. And will the lenses come from a donor? No, I think they're like artificial lenses, Terry, but quite honestly, I don't know. But I think they're like, special made with my prescription, or I don't know, man. That's a really good question. The surgery itself was super fast and mostly painless. It was all the multiple measurements that took time. Okay. And let's see here. Oh, you canceled the doctor's appointment today. Hey, Pussycat, good to see you, by the way. You canceled the doctor's appointment today because I didn't want to get an epidural shot in my spine. Not ready for that yet. Oh, man, Pussycat, some women choose the epidural on purpose when they're squeezing out the baby. I don't know what your doctor appointment's all about, but boy, oh boy, that sounds more hardcore than any cataract surgery I could be afraid of. So I can appreciate your logic, like, maybe I don't want to do that today. It's my spine, after all. Would kind of be my voice when thinking about that. And let's see, they put freezing in your eyes and they give you a Valium shot. You have to be awake. Shut up. See, this is where I have problems talking. La la la. They really better give me a... All right, see now, this is, can you see? All right, normally, dude, for real. Okay, I'm getting a little manic. I really don't have a problem with surgeries. I've voluntarily gone through surgeries. I've done, not cosmetic, but I've done voluntary surgeries, okay? And I've had non-voluntary surgeries too. I broke my leg. I've had tonsils and other stuff removed. Adenoids, actually. I still have my tonsils, but... All right, so here we are. I'm so glad that we're talking about all this stuff. Not. So here we are. Poor Pussycat. Pussycat's just like, I don't want to do the epidural. And Terrence Cotton's like, my epidural was scary. I couldn't wait for the effect to wear off. And Vanello's just like, you have to be awake. You have to keep your eyes open. Thank you for reinforcing all of the nightmares, you guys. That's what we love each other for. I'm so glad that we are so truthful with each other. It's so flippin' awesome. It just makes me want to maybe throw up a little bit in my mouth thinking about what we're talking about. And Darlene coming in. Oh my God, dude, seriously. Darlene coming in. I was awake from a skin cancer surgery, just freezing and holding very still while they cut away the bad stuff. Good flippin' Lord, y'all. This sounds more and more like medieval torture. This is our modern day medicine. Oh, shoot. Okay. Nicola T coming in with something that I hope will relax me. The surgeon gave me something to relax, but I was awake the whole time. Prep took about 90 minutes. Actual procedure, probably 10 to 15. I'm just... Right, positive reinforcement from both sides of the story. Exactly. I'll just tell you what, they better understand if they're gonna be giving me something to relax, I am not trying to this is very much not bragging. This is actually a legit concern. They better have double, triple, and quadruple the dose for me. For a multitude of reasons, let me explain. First off, I am overly anxious about this. So I'm not walking into the surgery all like, whatever, man, the way I normally walk into surgery. So already I'm hyped and anxious. So I already need the meds. Secondly, have y'all seen me? Do you know how big I am? I've got some poundage on the frame. I am, shall we say, a person of size. So there's that. But the most important reason why they better have a lot on hand, when I broke my leg and my foot was hanging off the end of my leg, they had to wait for surgery for like 12 hours because I had just eaten something, soup of all things, which is like the worst thing you could eat before surgery, for reasons of choking on yourself. So they had to wait 12 hours before they could surgically fix me up. So in the meantime, they wanted to put the foot back where it was supposed to be to prevent further damage on the soft tissue, the tendons and stuff. But in order to do that, they had to give me a lot of pain-killing drugs that was they were like almost putting me under anesthetic, but like not quite. And it was kind of like, whatever they were doing required an anesthesiologist, an actual surgeon, 2 nurse witnesses, someone from the pharmacy. I think there was like 7 total witnesses to the drugs that they were giving me. Like, it was that big of a deal that they had to double check and everybody had to be okay with whatever. Anyway, they gave me the first shot and the doctor said, if you can feel my hand, squeeze it or whatever. And so they gave me a shot and waited and I squeezed it, or he was like, keep squeezing it as long as you can feel my hand. So, they gave me a shot, kept squeezing it. They gave me another shot, Kept squeezing it. They gave me another shot. At this point, they were freaking out. And they ended up having to give me 4 shots. So, yeah. Darlene, can I have a preoperative appointment to go over the details? I hope so. I can only assume so. I truly don't know. But Bucola T is telling me I had an anesthesiologist too. He took into account my weight and your emotional status. Good. And Terry, I got a mole right beside my nose, cut out once. The anesthetic injection hurt like hell. Not much better than just carving away without it. Funny you should say that, Terry. I've had a cyst on my nose removed several times. And yeah, they just do it. You're awake. They do it. They, poke you with the needle and then carve away at it. And when I say I've had this cyst removed several times, I need to let you know, I myself removed it twice. Because yeah, dude, it hurts. It hurts just as much with or without. I carved at my own face and plucked out the cyst twice. The doctor, after the first time I did it, and then the doctor did the second one. The doctor freaked out when he heard that I did my first cysterectomy, or whatever they're called. And he all admonished me. He's like, and that's why it grew back, because you didn't get it all. He tells me, all meh. And so he got it all, right? No, he didn't, because, lo and behold, it grew back. And so at that point, I was like, well, if it's going to grow back, screw it, dude. And so I just took it out the second time. So there you go. And, hold on, wait. When I was in Lanark bus station once, when I noticed the old lady sitting in the shelter had one foot at right angles to her leg, she had broken an ankle and she didn't even know it. How does that happen? I knew it the moment I heard it. I heard the crack. I felt, how do you not know? Oh my God. And no worry, they'll convert my weight to kilograms and size the dosage from that. Now, what could possibly go wrong with a calculation like that? Nothing, Rick. That sounds like the perfect method to the madness. And yeah, for sure, Darlene, I do plan on it. This is just at, the very beginning stages, because basically I found out from my doctor, who's outside of the Kaiser, because Kaiser is my insurance company. We're not going to start that topic. Shall we just stay away from that topic? But because Kaiser's my insurance, I have to go through their doctors. Well, my eye doctor, I pay for him out of pocket. He's my longest running doctor of 30 plus years. He said, you need to go to them now. And so I didn't do it today because I was doing other stuff, but tomorrow I'll be, actually I might email later today. I'll get the ball rolling with Kaiser. I'm probably going to have to go to their own little optometrist to have that optometrist declare that my optometrist isn't full of crap. And then once the ball gets rolling, there's no way in heck that they are not going to know that I'm freaked out over this. Just the idea of it my doctor even knew that I was freaked out over it, and he's not even the one doing the surgery. They will know, and I will keep you guys updated on what's going on. Trust me. Nicola T, you had one eye done at a time, so 2 different surgeries. The second time was a bit uncomfortable because she had to reposition the lens. See, this is... Yeah, she did have to reposition that lens, didn't she? Mm-hmm. Guys, I wish I could say that these affectations that I'm giving off right now are all for show, but they're absolutely... They're not. This is just... This just makes me physically twitch. I don't really know what you want to call this, but it makes me vibrate uncomfortably. And let's see here. I was dishing up dinner, so listening but couldn't type. I had LASIK when I was 40. It was weird, but the outcome was amazing within minutes. I have cataracts too and wish they would do surgery. Well, Mama Sean, apparently once they get bad enough, they do. Or if you want to pay for it out of pocket, you don't. They'll do it anytime, I guess. Well, I suppose you'd have to have cataracts for them to do it. But I think they also like to wait until it's a certain badness, because then, if it's going to keep getting bad, that, you know what? I don't actually really know why. And Pussycat, yeah, still a little bit of doc talk. Still me freaking out, but What kind of ice cream did you get? Because I'm in the mood for ice cream these days. I don't know what is going on with me this summer. Once this last weekend happened, it's like summertime, and I just want all of the ice cream, all of the gelato, all of the candy, all of the cake. I don't even like cotton candy, but you know what? I would be okay with cotton candy because it's summertime when the living's easy, and I want all the candy in my mouth. Moose tracks. Oh, see, why did I ask? That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Yeah, Pinnell, I think they wait because I think that, they wait because they think, I mean, well, you would know more, I guess, than me, but they probably wait because they think, well, if it's going to keep clouding over, we don't, like, or is that? I don't really know. I just sort of assumed, like, we might as well wait till it gets ripe before we fix it. Because it might still ripen after we fix it. And I use the term ripen very loosely. And yeah, Picola T. Bali, just so you know, she says most insurance covers monovision lenses only. If you need multivision, both near and far, that difference will be out of pocket. Sorry. Yes, actually, my optometrist discussed that with me. And we both decided, given my circumstances and my vision, given my vision, the mono vision lenses are probably the ideal for me. I don't really need readers. I don't have a problem with near. It's just far. So yeah, the mono vision. Luckily for me, I can actually, like, for once in my life, I can get an off-the-rack lens, okay? It's something off the rack, nothing special. I don't have to upgrade. I don't have to the special needs. It's just off the rack. And let's see here. Terry asked, did I hear about Terry? Oh, Terry. All right. All right, then. And let's see here. So Mama Sean, I even called a friend that I called right after. She said, she had worse eyes than I did, and you said, I don't care if you have to sell a kidney, get it done. There you go. Yeah, everybody that I know that's had LASIK has been happy with it. Some people much more happy than others. One of my friends has constant tearing that she's not really a fan of, but she still says she would have done it. She'd do it again if she had the choice. There we go. Wow. And let's see here. So you have different lenses in each eye, which totally makes sense because I have different prescriptions. Well, especially now, but even when I didn't have the cataract, there was always slightly different prescriptions in my eyes. So that totally makes sense. Pussycat, the heat index was 100 degrees today. You need some ice cream. Yeah, for certain, dude. Absolutely. That's not an acceptable heat index, in my opinion. I mean, I guess it has to be acceptable. That's where you live, but... and yeah, Rick, the might need more than one correction. That's sort of well, for me, that's yet another layer of nightmare to this whole topic. It's like, if we do this now, is there a chance that I might have to do it again later? Because if there is, I might want to wait till a little bit further later. You know. And Micola T, you love your LASIK when you had it done, although it only lasted 20 years. Fair enough. Then aging did its thing. Okay, so Micola T, no, the cataract surgery is one and done. Okay, well that's good to know. And Darlene, my B tattoo is healing pretty nicely. It's not done yet, so I can't, well, could, but I'm not going to. There's a couple touch-ups in the middle that I would like to get a little bit darker. And then I actually like the lightness of this leg, but if this leg is not going to fade out that light, then this leg needs to be retouched. So I anticipate getting some touch-ups, which is not at all, when it comes to hand tattoos, touch-ups are almost always something that is going to happen. So, so even though it's like, you gotta get a touch-up already? That's not a very good tattoo artist. That's not the case. If this were on my forearm and that were the case, we might be having that discussion. But when it comes to hand tattoos, like, they get wet so often, they don't heal. They don't always heal as dark as a tattoo in other places would. So yeah, I've got my bees, and I've got plans to get more bees on my fingertips so I can shoot bees at you. But that's when I have more money. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even gotten this one, but I didn't care. I needed it, and it's a birthday gift for me. So there you go. I love all these little bees, but wait, why aren't we? Oh, wonder why aren't the emotes coming all over? I have the emotes set up. Well, there should be bees all over my face. Why aren't there bees on my face? There we go. And why are the bees only showing up like that? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I want my emotes, dang it. Whoa, those emotes are flying weird. But okay, at least they went on my face. I got bees on my face. And yeah, hands aren't the same skin, fat content. Exactly. Yeah, it's a totally different ballgame. Gets tattoos, afraid of cataract surgery. Oh, abso-flippin'-lutely, Pinnell. Not even. There's not even. Yeah, that's not even. The emote screen is too big. Okay. Okay, there, I did something. Can we send more bees to see if they work? I mean, I guess we don't have to send bees. I just like my bees. See, they're like coming out of... It's like they're coming out of the woodwork. I don't understand. Here, let's do this one. No. This is so stupid. What did you do on your stream today? Well, we posted a bunch of bees, and then I posted a bunch of Prel dots. But the Prel dots didn't show up as... Oh, there's the Prel dots. That's what we did. They're all up in my beesness. That's exactly right. Oh, hey, speaking about some beesness, we got some breaking news beesness coming around here these days. It's just happened a little bit ago. Here's a news clip from last night letting you know what's going on, and I'll let you know exactly... I'll let you know roughly what happened about an hour ago. They reported it. So here's this, and then we'll talk about that. Boop.
The man accused of throwing a rock at an endangered monk seal on Maui now faces formal federal charges. Federal prosecutors today charged 38-year-old Igor Levinchuk with taking the endangered species. Now, the term taking includes harming and harassing a protected monk seal. Cameras caught Levinchuk allegedly throwing the rock at the seal. This was on Lahaina Beach earlier this month. His attorney told Island News that he was unaware that the monk seal was protected by federal law and was trying to chase the seal off from nearby sea turtles, which are also federally protected. Levinchuk was arrested in Washington state and is set to be in a Honolulu federal courtroom tomorrow morning. If convicted, then he could face up to a year in prison and up to $170,000 in a fine. The man accused...
All right, so that was yesterday's news. Today's news is he went to court. He pleaded not guilty. And he's been released to his own recognizance or whatever. Nobody's reporting on when the next trial is. I have no idea. But he pled not guilty. But he absolutely has been charged federally, officially charged in federal court as of today. We all knew that he was going to plead not guilty. He said that he was trying to help, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely, ignorance is no excuse. Of the law. There is no allegedly. We all see with our own two eyes what he did, and taking is exactly what he was doing. Harassment of, even if he didn't hit her or him, I'm not sure. I've heard Lonnie is both a male or a female. I don't really know, but even if he didn't hit the seal, he was harassing the seal. Clearly harassing the seal. So, no, the only thing he's trying to help is cover his ass, basically. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Igor refused to respond to any reporters' questions when he left the courthouse, which honestly, it's best that he doesn't, because the more he opens his mouth, everything he and his lawyer have said only leads to more questions that those answers prove you're lying. So he has to keep his mouth shut, because there's nothing he can say that will make it better. Anything he says is going to make it worse. Oh, you're a fisherman? Well, tell me about why you don't know about the Marine Protection Mammal Act then. It doesn't even have to be endangered. I mean, we've already seen me go off on this. And exactly, but he was told by the bystanders and got belligerent. I think because that's basically sort of witness statement, and I'm sure that that's going to come up in court, but it doesn't seem like, from any of the videos I've seen, no one got on tape his warnings. It was only after he threw it that the videos are, have caught the bystanders saying, hey, dude. But from what it sounded like, there are witnesses that said, no, we told him to leave the seal alone. And there's multiple witnesses that already gave reports to the police on that day. And so I'm sure, or I'm hoping, I'm guessing that come trial time, these people will be called as witnesses, and they will testify that just because we didn't get it on tape doesn't mean so-and-so said, leave that thing alone. I said, yeah, listen to so-and-so, or however it all went down, So, I've been told, I've gotten the impression that he was told by bystanders, and then he got belligerent, and then threw the rock to double down. But I'm not sure if that was actually caught on video. And then Pinnell, exactly. I mean, he hung himself with his own rope by saying that. Like, the moment he was just like, I don't care, I'm rich. I feel like that lit the flippin' real fuse. Everyone who saw that rock get thrown felt horrifyingly awful and like, oh my God, how could someone do that, right? But you all know somebody who is a big old jerk. And so there's sort of like, well, I guess my brother-in-law Jeff might do something like that. Yeah, okay, I guess people are awful. But then to come at it with this entitled attitude, like I'm allowed to be awful because I'm rich. Oh, no can la that, brother. No, you just made everyone hate you. You just made everyone hate you. Even if they didn't have a problem with you hurting an animal, they have a problem with you bragging about you're rich. Like, you really just made everybody hate you. And so, yeah, I hope that no, his defense doesn't sound strong, because ultimately his defense is still no defense. Oh, I didn't know. Too bad. Ignorance of the law is no defense against it. I mean, it just is what it is. Well, true, Terry, but I think, a jerk remains a jerk. Absolutely. But I feel like everyone hates a rich jerk a little bit more than a poor jerk. Especially when the rich jerk uses his richness to justify his jerkiness. Whereas like a poor jerk, he's got no excuse to be a jerk other than, well, I'm just a jerk. Come by it naturally. I'm a jerk. Whereas it's like, I'm allowed to be a jerk because I'm better than you is sort of, I don't know. Obviously I'm projecting. That's just sort of my attitude. I have a problem with rich jerks more than I have a problem with poor jerks. I don't like jerks anyway, but that whole I've got money thing just Do we hate Jeff more than Cletus? Oh, I definitely hate Jeff more than Cletus. Cletus don't got a pot to piss in. Jeff owns the pot company. And yes, I did. I just flippin' snorted, y'all. Oh my God. No, Rick, federal fines are not deductible. Anything that you get because you broke a law is not deductible. If you are, say, using your work van to go pick up some work parcels at the work parcel pick-upper place, and you get a parking ticket because you were there 3 minutes too long and your parking expired, that parking, what you paid for parking is 100% deductible. Very legitimate. Very legitimate. But the parking ticket, not deductible at all, because you broke the law. You didn't pay the parking meter in time. And trust me, federal fines are way bigger of a deal than parking tickets. So yeah, not at all tax deductible. Not even close. Yeah. And let's see here. So excuse me. So what else? I had another little thing to tell you, I think, but I know. Here, we've got 3 minutes to talk about this. 3 minutes. What do you guys call these? For those of you who aren't sure what you're looking at, they're potato wedges in a little sort of battery thing, sort of a seasoned batter, deep fried little potato wedges. Some places call them some things. Other places don't know what we're flippin' talking about. Yes, potato wedges fried. Yummy. Yummy, says Pinnell. That's right. We do call them yummy. But up here in the Pacific Northwest, we call them JoJo's. Have y'all ever heard of JoJo potatoes? I know Picola T has, because she used to be around here. And my best guess is Mama Sean and Dr. Steve know about the JoJo action as well. But yeah, man, JoJo's is what we call these here. They're delicious. You generally get them at a gas station. Why would you get them at a gas station? Because that's where they sell JoJo's, man. At the gas station in a hot case next to the burrito that's been there for 8 days. The JoJo's have never been there 8 days. The JoJo's are always fresh because everybody loves the JoJo's. And potato logs, Pussycat. So that's what they call them out where you're at. Because I know that gas stations everywhere carry these things. I mean, this is not... I know that the Pacific Northwest is known for potatoes, but hello, no, we are not the only place that sells these. So potato logs. And Terry and Scotland, no, they are not crisp. They are sort of like the texture of a steak fry. But they've got a seasoned coating to them. But you know how steak fries are, thicker. They're not like shoestring French fries, They're more, they're, look at them, you can see why. They have their skin on them though, that just so you know, unlike steak fries, they do have their skin still on them. So, and I mean, some of, like if they're super fresh and the ends, they're kind of crispy, chewy. But yeah, it's like a steak fry married a fried chicken tender. Exactly. And it's not cornmeal. It's some kind of seasoned flour. Maybe it's maybe some cracker meal mixed with flour. It's definitely seasoned. Terry, you've got some really good questions these days, and I don't have answers. Picola T, Mama Sean, Dr. Steve, what do you do? What is it? Is it a batter? Is it a dry coating? What do we know about the JoJo's coating? What do we know about the JoJo's coating? I don't know much, except for I do know that Albertsons had them with the fried chicken back in the day. Exactly, dude. And Albertsons used to have the best fried chicken. I don't have an Albertsons near my house anymore, so I cannot testify as to the availability of their awesome fried chicken and how awesome it still is. But I remember when Albertsons first came to my town in East Bremerton back in the early 80s, late 70s. There JoJo's and fried chicken were, oh man, I think it was Monday was when they had their chicken night. So Monday generally at our house was a nice fried chicken. That was a treat, little fried chicken and JoJo thing. Oh no, I've got an issue outside. All right, well, I don't know what they say. I don't know what the Google says, and I'm going to go look it up, but it's now time for our Lono listening break. I have to go outside and see what the hell is going on with my cats and the crows, because we have a kerfuffle outside. So, now, just remember, we talked about something today, and that's why I picked this Lono listening break. Can you figure out what we talked about that made me choose this Lono listening break? I'll bet you can. Here we go. Boop.
Okay, let's do it. Blue Eyes, Summer. Maui Meadows way. It's been 4 years since I've been on my own. It's all behind me, this broken relationship I wore. I'm surrounded by 4 walls, but I ain't got you. Tell me what it takes just to be with you. Give me just a hand and I'll know too. I need a break 'cause I ain't got you. Down on the sand and there I go once again, thinking about you, trying to make this dream come true. And all the while the bright sunshine make my thoughts go weird. I'm going in, I'm gonna swim and be free again. It's a sunset, baby, and tonight you can come over and make it right. I've been to school and that's holding me back. Baby, I can't wait. So we'll count all the lonely days, they keep going by. When you took off your Ray-Bans, let me stare into your deep blue eyes. Baby, baby, what am I supposed to do? I'd be holding you in my arms tonight. Living since I met you. Sail over to my house, eyes are blue, just a little bit closer. Send me those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes. Send me those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes. Send me. Gonna climb that mountain to the little town, gonna see the girl in the little greenhouse. Gonna make my way through night and day, just a little bit closer. Send me. Through the window I see her looking out at me in her cut-off jeans. Yeah, I really need. Is it just that I feel so good inside? Just a little bit closer. Send me those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes. Send me those blue eyes. cut off jeans. Yeah, I really, really need. Is it just that I feel so good inside? Just a little bit closer, send me those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes. Send me those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes of summer, those blue eyes. Send me those blues.
All right, there we go. So it is graduation season. I think Photo Luke's son, Austin, graduated on the 23rd. And it sounds like Picola T's grandson's going to be graduating later on this week. What, though? Picola T asked a great question. In Hawaii, you know, folks are getting very creative with leis. They're made of candy, cash, snacks, homesick supplies. And then Picola T asks, any grad traditions in your part of the globe? Picola T, what in the flying fork homesick supplies? I don't, like, what? You mean like, what? You mean like thermometers? You're home sick? Or homesick? And what, I guess just what I'm asking is, what? Explain. And then, Darlene, did you mean to write swimsuits? Swimsuits underneath their cap and gown is grads often wore swimsuits under their gowns instead of more formal type clothes. Flowers like corsages for the girls and boutonnieres for the guys. Was it a tradition to go swimming after graduation? Was it so hot that in those gowns you had to wear swim suits? I am just so confused with some of these comments. I will tell you this, when I graduated from college, I wore a pair of shorts and a tank top underneath my cap and gown because it was a 90-degree day and the ceremony took place out in Red Square in the middle of my college campus, and it was hot. And since you're wearing a cap and gown, nobody can see what the flying fork you're wearing under there anyway. Hence the possibility and probability that swimsuits were an option, but explain to me what? And let's see here. Picola T, I saw Luke's Austin's neck surrounded by a ton of lei and some of his friends as well. Austin even had a Doritos lei. I am so glad that Austin got a lei because I actually contacted Photo Luke and I was like, I want to get Austin a lei. And Photo Luke was like, we don't do leis in this family. He won't appreciate it. Please do not do that, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, fine. And I was actually kind of a butt about it, but I respected Papa's wishes because... So I'm glad somebody else ignored him and gave Austin lei. Oh, homesick supplies for college-bound grads like Spam Musubi Kit. How the do you put that in a lei? Han seasoning packets, rubber slippers, personalized license plates. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. Darlene explains, no, usually just because they could get a reaction. Okay, and if hot, yes, many then headed to the lakefront for parties. Okay. And let's see here. 2 weeks after high school, my son went straight into boot camp and joined the Army, the U.S. Army. Got it. Hey, Siona, good to see you. And let's see here. Austin's hair grows like a weed. Did anyone see how long his ponytail is? No, I haven't seen how long his ponytail is, but I'm not at all surprised because, yeah, his hair's just been getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. So I'm not surprised that that ponytail got super long. So I'm very excited, though, that it sounds like I haven't watched Photo Luke this week. I'm hoping, is Photo Luke going to be on this tonight? I was hoping to catch him tonight. So is he going to be on tonight? And I'm hoping that he'll share some pictures tonight so I can see all the lei that Austin get. And let's see here. Yeah, so let's see here. Oh, hey, actually, let's see here. How can I transition into this particular situation? Well, here's the deal. Darlene mentioned that that after the graduation ceremony, many of the kids headed out to the lakefront for parties. And my best guess is, especially in the Milwaukee area, they had a party, and they probably had a party with a little bit of this. That's right. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other. Because it's the beer that made Milwaukee famous. But did you know that it's closing? Did you know that Milwaukee's Best, or excuse me, not Milwaukee's Best, that's a different beer entirely. The last batch of Schlitz got brewed on May 23rd. May 23rd, the final batch of Schlitz was created. And check this out, you guys. It's going to be released on June 27th. There was a pre-order for local people. They can't ship it out of state. So, So basically, if you're going to pick it up, you have to pick it up at their brewing place. And on May 23rd, they had an online, they opened the portal online for ordering cases of it. Now, I don't know whether or not they've sold out or not, but what's special about the very last thing of Schlitz is that it is going to be made with the recipe from 1948. So back in the day, they changed the recipe. There was the original recipe, and then later on, they changed it. And the modern recipe that you can go buy in the grocery store today is a different beer than they had back in 1948. In 1950, Schlitz was the #1 selling beer in America, and the WBC brewmeister, Kirby Nelson, aims to honor the golden age of beer that made Milwaukee famous with the last batch. They're making a limited run. On May 23rd, Nelson brewed a limited quantity of the beer, but it won't be ready until June 27th. But Wisconsin Brewing Company will start taking online pre-orders at WBCLL.com beginning May 23rd. Pre-orders will only be available for pickup. This throwback Schlitz will be ready Saturday, June 27th. Wisconsin Brewing Company will have it on tap, and 16-ounce cans will be available for purchase on site for $10 per 4-pack while supplies last. And so, let's see here. You have to go to the Verona, Wisconsin brew company, their brewery there. And on June 27th is when the unveiling is going to be. Kirby Nelson and I don't know who. Oh, Kirby Nelson's the brewmaster. It's going to be music at 5 p.m. and the Schlitz will be available for purchase in cans and on tap. And then on July 4th, the Old World tasting. Old World Wisconsin celebrates its 50th anniversary with throwback Schlitz on tap and in cans. You can buy them, like I said, for 4 cans, four 16-ounce cans that's a $10 for that. And when they say limited quantity, they mean 700 cases is all they brewed. So I actually would be super stoked, and I know it's not gonna happen, but I would really like to. Rick and Darlene, look, I'm not trying to tell you how to drink your beer. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life or what to do with your money, but I would love it if you could grab some Schlitz today at the store or next week at the store, whatever. The regular stuff, the stuff we currently have, the modern recipe, right? And then if you can go grab that former old school recipe and try them, dude, I would love to hear what the differences are. And Rick, just so you know, actually, Rick, remember, Paps is the one who bought Schlitz out, and Paps unfortunately is the one who is canceling Schlitz. But they made it sound like they are open to bringing it back, if market conditions indicate it's appropriate. But you know, you kind of have to wonder what that. Yeah, you just kind of have to wonder if they're lying just to, you know, make people happy. And let's see here. And then I wanted to, let's see here, what was it? Here we go. There we go. Do you see that? Do you see that old painted ad on the side of the building? I love old painted ads on the side of the building. I consider them works of art. Historic painted ads. Emphasis on historic painted ads for history-filled ads and brands. They're awesome. I love going down city streets and seeing what people call ghost ads or ghost paintings. You can vaguely see that there used to be a Coca-Cola ad there or something. And what I also really like is I really like art basically on sides of buildings. It makes a big gray space of boringness kind of nice. And art on the side of a building is generally is a deterrent for graffiti, right? So art on buildings is really, really important. And it's not just important, like, you know, people have made careers out of it. People like Weiland have made careers out of painting entire buildings with incredible pieces of art. This is a building in Dallas, Texas. It's at the ribbon cutting. I think it was in 1980. 1980. Let's do the math on that. You know I don't like doing the math. Let's do the math. 1990 as a 10 years. 2000s is 20 years. 2010 is 30 years. 2020 is 40 years. And it's 6 years, so that's 46 years old. And you know what happened earlier this week or last week? Yeah, FIFA came to town. FIFA came to town and said, no can like that, brother. We need a big old FIFA ad. Because FIFA's coming to Dallas. So we need this building to look like this now. FIFA ad to be added soon. As it turns out, Weiland is not happy about this. Weiland is not happy about this at all, and apparently he's planning on suing them. But no, they well, I don't know what you mean by they didn't, but yeah, no, they did. It's been done. It's been done. The painting's gone. It's been painted over. I mean, that one side that's not going to have the ad, that's probably not been painted over because there's no need to waste paint on that. You know, we don't need to worry about covering that. But yeah, Weiland, I don't know what his exact plans are. I don't know who owns that art, and I'm not sure how this even got approved. But I do know that the building, I think, is the Texas Utilities building or something like that. So I'm assuming that the building owner gets to decide who gets to paint what on it. And I know, right, exactly. Bummer. Why did they ruin good stuff like that? I really hope they do sue them. I do too. Dude, I mean, it's like, I personally, like, when Weiland was on Andy Boomatai's show, honestly, I have to say, he kind of came off as an entitled jerk. I didn't really like his personality that much, but That has nothing to do with his art. His art makes people smile, man. His art is like, every time you look at one of his massive paintings, you can't help but go, whoa, dude. And okay, maybe you're not saying whoa, dude, but you're saying your personal equivalent of my whoa, dude. You know, I mean, it's just, I've never known anybody to look at one of his works and just been like, yeah, F those whales, man. It's just not gonna happen. And the same thing happened with the wall in Waikiki. They built a building over half of it. Really? Well, you know, that's annoying, but that is annoying, but it's a slightly different offense to me. Like, it's a slightly, only slightly lesser offense than painting it over for an ad. I mean, it's one thing because, you know, a building's getting built. Oh, well, you know, it's a different parcel of land. You can't control what goes on over there. But to actively paint over and then for an ad, it's not even like it's like, oh, he's going to paint a different mural. Oh, the mural is 46 years sun faded. It needs a touch up. These things are totally different. Like, you know, or it's been 46 years. We're thinking of putting a new art installation up. That would still be a bit controversial, but less so than an ad for FIFA. And I realized that, yeah, I can't tell you. No, Mama Sean, I want to know how much flippin', flirpin', flying, forkin' money was involved, because you know somebody got their pockets lined. I really am curious, and if it does go to trial, I am going to be following the details, because I really want to know, like, how did the city let this happen? I just don't, it makes no sense. What was did their tax write-off from the depreciation of the art value run out, so there was no point in keeping it on their books anymore, so they could just get rid of it? I find that hard to believe. And let's see here, Pecola T, take a look at your street art utopia on Facebook. I think I'll enjoy it. Oh, I'm sure I will. So let's see here. Hold on, Pecola T. Let me make note of this. Your street art utopia. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, and you know, even street art, like Burien and Seattle, West Seattle, all these places are full of tons of street art, and I really appreciate it. Even still, like, there's this one, I can't remember, I think his name's Harold Bell or something. He does these little very cartoony Sasquatch. He's known for his Sasquatch paintings. They're very colorful, cartoonish. They're bright. His style is very distinct, and I hate it. Oh my God, I hate his artwork. Oh my God, I hate it. But you know what? I love seeing it all over all of the buildings. I wouldn't buy a piece of that to save my life, but it's wonderful because it's better than a gray building. It's better than a gray side of the building that has graffiti all over it. And graffiti artists are artists at the heart, and they respect the art of another artist on that side of the wall. I will look at a million of Bell Sasquatches all over my town and smile happily because my town is paying an artist to put his work up. My town is paying, or maybe not my town, but business owners are paying an artist to do their craft, right? And so, Pussycat is the owners of the building, and they should be the ones that sold out. And it is, I guess what I'm wondering, the reason why I'm wondering who owns the building, and I'm being very cynical, because it's the Texas Utilities Company that's in the building. So I'm wondering, like, does the state of Texas elect, you know, like, Texas has their own energy grid, you know, like, it's a lot of money in power and utilities. And so I'm just wondering how connected they are to the city. If it's, I'm getting the impression that it's not, and I'm totally uneducated on this topic, but my gut tells me that this is a municipally owned and operated building. You know, this isn't just a private. John Smith doesn't own the brick building that he leases to the Texas Utilities Company. You know what I have a feeling like the city of Dallas owns that building, or the state of Texas. You know, like I said, I don't know. Wait, what? Money and power are connected? Yes, exactly. And Texas Utilities are as crooked as a dog's leg. Exactly, Terry. That's what I'm saying. It's just like everything about this smells like rotten fish. And yeah, so I was pretty unhappy about that when I found that out last week. So yeah, that's my little, well, basically that was my little, here, we all know what that was, right? We know what just happened. What just happened was soapbox. It was a soapbox moment. And we have some areas here with some good wall arts on buildings where here I really like. There's one on a karate building with some beautiful figures of karate, very well done. Then on the brick side of a brick wall, on a quaint flower shop, a gorgeous painting of the Feed Me Seymour plant, very well done, and many others even downtown. Exactly. Street art is a beautiful thing. It helps brighten up an otherwise dull landscape, but ultimately I think that cities are really realizing the investment in street art pays off in the sense that you don't have to pay as much for graffiti removal on those buildings. Because I mean, I guess saying these words out loud is maybe jinxing my town, but you really don't see a lot of tagging or other random space-claiming graffiti like MS-13, which, by the way, we have a lot of those on fences here. But if it's on legit art, they don't do that. They don't wreck the art. People don't put up flyers over the art. You know how you can sometimes see a building that's just a whole storefront of just the same flyer over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Yeah, they don't do that on the buildings that have paintings on them. So it prevents urban decay, I guess is what I'm trying to say succinctly. Let's see here. And to be honest, there isn't tagging. At least that's what we see here on the art walls. Right, exactly. Not on the art walls. You know, you might see tags other places, but generally speaking, not on the art walls. And like, I'm sure that there are cities out there that people are like, oh, you are so wrong in blah, blah, blah town. In Toaster City, they tag everywhere. Okay, fine. That's cool. I've never been to Toaster City. I've never seen your problems. But I have seen what Pussycat says. I noticed that they tag a lot of stop signs and information signs around here. Exactly. They're tagging stuff that's not art. So, it is what it is. And street art is good art. Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left. I don't know what the flying fork it is that we're going to talk about. So why don't I scooch up a little bit? And, oh wait, somebody I think I saw and I didn't answer. Somebody asked if I would get my eyeliner tattooed, to which I say abso-flippin'-flirply no, I would not. I would, however, get eyebrows tattooed, and I have thought about getting eyebrows tattooed on my face. And then, let's see here, what else did we, Rick, no, I don't, know where that Schlitz ad was from, but I'm also not surprised that you, recognize it, because I'm guessing it's probably somewhere in Milwaukee, but I definitely don't know. I'll see if I can find out, though, because now I'm curious. And yeah, trains are still the biggest issue with graffiti. Oh, for sure. But I do enjoy... Trains are actually the biggest issue for both kinds of graffiti, because some train cars actually get the full street art mural action, And those those cars generally, you know, when there's a real big thematic mural, they generally don't get tagged on. But all of the blank ones, man, yeah, they just get tagged on. And so I love watching the trains go by, and, you know, seeing, it was like, oh wow, look at that's a really cool. And it's just like, oh look, OFA was there. Oh look, OFA hit that one too. Oh, OFA, there you go. Wow, OFA got busy that night. They just spray painted OFA on like 14 cars, but hey man, they got 14 cars touched. And let's see here, Mama Sean, you had liner done and it goes away pretty quickly. Yeah. Were you here when I was talking about my eyes? Eyebrows are not eyes, even though they have eyes in them. Eyeliner, different entirely. And let's see here. Oh, I have another question. How is my garden going? I think you mentioned I was going to do a garden this year. My garden is still in the works. I have filled my I bought one of those galvanized raised garden beds that sort of, you know, look like a horse's trough, only it's got no bottom. And oh my god, dude, it fits a lot of dirt, right? So I need to get more dirt. Right now it's filled to the halfway mark with a lot of fill dirt and stuff from around other pots and whatever. But now I'm gonna get a bunch of good dirt, and I was planning on doing that this weekend. And then once I get the good dirt in, I'm going to be planting some sunflowers, and then I don't know what else. But after this weekend, I will have some seeds in the dirt. And, speaking of this weekend, there's going to be no movie on Saturday, and there's going to be no stream on Sunday. I have plans on Saturday, and I have plans on Sunday. Sunday, I'm going to go see Tamua, you know, at a casino in my hometown of Bremerton. Well, not just outside of Bremerton. So I won't be home in time. And Saturday, I'm just taking the Saturday off. I actually don't have plans. I have plans to have no plans is the plan for Saturday. So, just so you know, no movie or chatter show this weekend. You're free to do whatever you want to do. I mean, technically, you've been free to do whatever you want to do every weekend. I hope you know that. So, just to make sure that's clear. And you have a bunch of acorn squash growing, and of course, the kind to nice. Acorn squash are pretty good, but I'm more of a zucchini yellow kind of girl. As far as the other goes, do you know what strains might you have growing on there, Mr. Puzzycat, if you care to share? And you'll be on somewhere on, I don't know what that thing is, Picola T. You'll be on a cruise ship maybe on Sunday. And yeah, Darlene, fill the bottom with cheaper dirt or even branches. That's exactly what I did. I had branches, sticks, leftover dirt from pots, cheaper dirt from blah blah blah, this, that, and t'other. Yeah, that's exactly. And so it's about halfway up, and then yeah, the top half. That's exactly what I did, Darlene. Well, no, I'm halfway there to exactly what I'm doing. I'm at the halfway point. Now I have to actually go spend some money and get the good stuff. And let's see here. Oh, Picola T, you're going to Vegas, right, for the graduation before in San Diego. Gotcha. And Dream Queen, nice, Puzzycat. That's a nice. Never heard of Green Wildfire. Okay, that's nice. I've definitely never heard of that. But I know I like Dream Queen. I've definitely heard of that. So wonderful. I'm not growing any of that this year. I used to grow a lot of that back in the day. Not only that, actually, I grew so much of it, and it was medically legal at the time in Washington. Only medically legal. But either way, I grew so much of it, and I got so much money for it, that I declared it on my federal taxes. That's right. How many drug dealers do you know that have declared their money that they earned on their federal taxes? Yeah, I did. because I knew the proper schedules and forms to do it, and it was totally legal. Let's see here, just a couple implanters. Yeah, well, hey, that's all you need. Yeah, Pinnell. Well, the thing is, it was medically legal. So, and I had the certificate that allowed me to grow. And so so at that point it wasn't illegal money anymore. So, why not? But most people are so paranoid that, yeah, they never would. But I'm just crazy enough that I did. And I did. And let's see here. Pussycat, right, exactly. Pussycat wouldn't be talking about this unless he was legal. So, I mean, it's so weird because it's still federally illegal, but unless he's crossing state lines, there's no issue. And probably as long as it's for personal use, there's definitely no issue. So, within his own jurisdiction. And let's see here. Darlene, though, whoops, she got some beans, lettuce, Swiss chard, spaghetti squash, acorn squash, tomatoes so far. We still have carrots to plant and a couple herbs to put in. There you go. Yeah, I'm thinking about trying some kind of chard, just because I've realized recently that I kind of like it, and it's kind of expensive. And apparently chard is not that hard to grow, so I might give that a whirl. On the other hand, I kind of want to grow carrots too, and words are chard. That's exactly it. And ultimately, I think what I'm going to have to do is look up what is a good companion plant for my sunflowers. And the reason why I'm adamant about the sunflowers is because the garden bed that I've got in my front yard, it's aligned to such a degree that if on one end of my garden raised bed, if I grow something that's really tall, people can't look into my front door. Because when I have my front door open with my screen door, I can look down upon the street, and I can look across the street into my neighbor's driveway. And the reverse is true. He can look up into my house, and I don't like that. I don't like my neighbor across the street. I don't like him looking at me. I don't like looking at him. I don't like looking at his cars. I don't like looking at his driveway. I don't like looking at nothing that has anything to do with him, and I have my reason for that, but that's another story for another day. Either way, I want to have a little bit of a screen of tallness, so he ain't got no reason to be looking in my door. Because I know he is, and he doesn't need to be doing that. So I definitely am not getting rid of the sunflower idea. It's a privacy sunflower screen for the queen. That's how it works. And so, let's see here. And it's not hard, says Darlene, and I think she means about the chard. Get it in sooner rather than later, for they don't bolt into extreme heat like the late summer months. Yeah, actually, Darlene, I was kind of thinking I might grow the chard in the late season, because we have such mild falls that I think that we could, if I planted it in September, it probably would be able to be harvested through November easily peasily. So I'm not real sure about what I'll be doing, but I do plan on trying to grow in that area for as much of the year as possible. Oh no, you had to remove your white bird of paradise plants in your backyard because the freeze last winter, they were 20 feet high. Oh wow, yeah, that would be so shitty. Pardon my French. Let's see here. When did he pee in my post toasties? Like I said, Terry, that is a story for a different day. I probably should have gotten arrested, but we're not going to get into that today because it is 5 minutes to 5 minutes towards the end of the hour or hour and a half. And yeah, exactly, Pussycat. It kept my creepy neighbor from looking over my fence. Exactly. Now, let's see here. C Honda, I don't like looking, Dr. Seuss, at the neighbors, at the car, at the street. I don't looking at my neighbor or his feet. I don't like looking at him here. I don't like looking at him there. I don't like looking at him anywhere. Yeah. So, but hey, Pussycat, did you have to cut them down, or did the birds of paradise just cut their own selves down because it was so cold? Or did you move them inside? When you say remove, I'm not sure if you meant dig up, cut down, kill. Did they kill themselves because it was frozen? We used a Sawzall. Okay, so you took them down. Wow. Now, what would have happened if you just let them perish in the cold? They are dead. That's a bummer, dude. How long did they take to grow to 20 feet? And are you gonna grow more back? Or is the neighbor gone now? Because if the neighbor's gone, I guess you don't have to worry about the privacy that much anymore. But if the neighbor's still there, are you gonna grow them back? 25 years. Oh, that's painful, man. Okay, well, the creeper's gone. That's good. How old do those... Okay, frankly, I'm a little bit... I'm not sure I know what a bird of paradise tree is. When I think of birds of paradise, I think of the flower. Is there, which I always assumed was on a plant. So this is not the flowers. This is a tree or trees. Because if it's a tree, then 25 years. Okay, it makes sense that it's that old. But if it's the flower and it was like really tall and it was 25 years old, my question is, oh my God, how long do these flowers last? How long do they live? But now that I think about that, roses live forever. So they're as high as the telephone pole. Wow, right, okay. Huh, bummer, dude. What are you going to put there next? Do you know? Well, you can think on it because we've only got 3 minutes left, so I don't mean to put you on the hot seat there, Pussycat. But, you know, just out of curiosity, what are you thinking you might grow next? Roses. Roses get to be tall. And they're prickly, so people can't climb over through your fence. I don't know if roses do well in Florida, though. But, I don't know. It's a thought. Let's see here. All right, so I guess we're probably going to just be wrapping this up since it is about a 3-minute warning at this point. And, oh, they have a big white flower like the regular bird of paradise, but they're actually a tree. Okay. So still, though, like, what are you gonna put instead? An apple tree? The yard I bet the yard looks empty. Totally, dude. All right, so I have 2 boys telling me to stop. One of them with a stop sign, one of them with a 2-minute warning. So, all right, you guys, 2-minute warning has been thrown. It's time to wrap everything up. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight, talking about eyeballs, talking about epidurals, talking about other issues that I can't remember anymore, like creepers and gardens and flowers. And let's see here. Oh, they had a lot of wasps in them. Well, screw that, dude. Get them out of there. Wasps are scary. Wasps are scary. Oh, yeah, and we were talking about art, and we were talking about beer, we were talking about all the good things. We talked a little bit about food, I think, didn't we? We're going to pretend we talked about food, and we definitely talked about beer. So, there you have it. And yeah, Picola tea, I get really sad whenever trees are cut down too. I don't know why, but I'm sensitive about that. Yeah, and you know, Picola tea, Mama Sean, Dr. Steve, and anybody else who's ever been to the Pacific Northwest, you might know or appreciate what I'm talking about. We have rhododendron plants. We talked about rhododendrons last stream, actually. And some rhododendrons can live to be like 100+ years old. And so once a rhododendron gets to be like 100 years old, dude, they're huge. They're as big as a side of a house. They might as well be a tree, only instead of they're as tall as a tree, but they come to the bottom as well. And honestly, when people cut those things down, I want to burn their house down. Because inevitably it's somebody new who moves in and is like, it ruins my view or whatever. And it's like, that bush has been here as long as your house was here. Your house is 125 years old. That bush was 125 years old. What gives you the right to cut something like that down? I just don't get it. 25 years is a different story entirely. I'm talking about the roadies that have literally lived to be like 75, 80, 100 years. They're huge, they're mammoth, they're gorgeous, they're evergreen shrubs. They don't lose their leaves. They're green year round. Like, anybody will want to cut those things down. It just makes me so sad. It's like seeing a big tree cut down to me. And yeah, Puzzy, send me that picture of the plant so we can all figure out what the flying fork it is he is talking about. And we did talk about food. We talked about potato thingies, JoJo's, that's right. And you know what's really good with JoJo's? A beer. A Schlitz beer. Oh wait, this is a Pabst beer. I haven't opened it yet. But watching all the beer made me go, oh, I should go grab a Pabst beer. So I did, but I didn't open it. And let's see here, Darlene, I had to have my really old red rose bush, aggressively cut bush. Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. But roses, as long as they got little bits, man, they are so resilient. 40 years, though. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And yeah, we will see each other next Wednesday. No weekend action on this channel. Not on Saturday, not on Sunday. But next Wednesday, we'll hopefully have a lot to talk about. All right, you guys, it's 1 minute past the bottom of the hour, which means I should have shut up about a minute ago. Take care. Thank you so much for all of the biddies, all of the subs, and all the moderators doing the moderations, and all the chatters, making sure we had a chat.